Can you make arrows that actually fly well using chicken feathers? Typically, I make my arrows using turkey feathers like this, or if I don't have turkey feathers, I use goose feathers. Chicken feathers are much shorter and more delicate than turkey feathers, but I think we can still get it to work. First, we gotta catch a chicken. There we go. With any bird feathers, your best bet is these primary flight feathers. You can't just pull them out without hurting the bird. These chickens need all their wings trimmed anyway, so they quit jumping out. There we go. Always make sure they're from the same wing. Here I'm going to split the quill of the feather down at the base where it's thickest. I'll peel this out, and then using my knife, I very carefully carve that quill thin, but leave enough that it has some structure to it. Any other veins that stay connected to the quill, I can peel downwards. That way we're just leaving the long half of the feather intact. We don't need any of that little short stuff on the other side of the quill. And then I trim the veins in the front and the back, and I make it even on both fletchings, and this provides tie points to the arrow shaft. All right, these are ready. For the arrow shaft, I'm using a shoot of red osier dogwood. Cornus sericea is the Latin name. It grows all over the US and Canada. You can see how I processed it to this point with the video linked below. And as you can see, carving the nock is really quite simple. Now I'll take a tendon from the leg of a deer and I'll pound it up to expose all these threads. This is called sinew, and the cool thing about it is when you chew on it, it rehydrates and becomes much more elastic, and once you tie it onto something, as it dries, it shrinks down and binds onto that surface really tightly. And it kind of glues itself down so you don't need to use glue or tie knots with it. Tastes like jerky without salt. There we go, it's like a wet spaghetti noodle. To start, we'll reinforce the nock here. Wrap our way down. Now slip in the back of our first fletching. I'm orienting it so the fletching will be vertical with the string. After one wrap, we get the second one in too. Make sure they're evenly spaced and wrap our way back up. Running your fingers over it when you're done helps with that self-gluing property. Now when we tie at the bottom, we're gonna give this a little bit of twist. That'll help stabilize the arrow much better. Get those fronts in, gonna give them a tiny tug just to make sure that quill is kind of tight against the arrow shaft, and wrap it all the way down, covering the end of the quill if you can. That way it doesn't cut your hand as it goes off the knuckle. There we go, just like that. That's an attractive arrow. Gotta let the sinew dry for about 10 minutes. All right, that sinew is mostly dry. Let's see how well this arrow flies. With the twist of those fletchings, I think it's going to have a lot of spin. That actually flies really well. So with nothing but a stick from the woods and a couple of chicken feathers, you can have an arrow fit for hunting small game. And really, if I put a broadhead on this, it could ethically take a deer. I'm wondering why I make 3 fletch arrows.